Hi, and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing Attack on Titan. This is season 4, episode 5. It seems like just in the span of the first 4 episodes in this final season, we have been building up to a lot of stuff, and it really became apparent to us in the previous one that everybody's just got something going on, some sort of plan. And what has Eren been planning? Is this the end game for him and the others? Have they been planning something, some sort of attack for a while? Because Eren mentioned something about that he's going home after this. But I'm also curious if Eren is gonna explain some things to Reiner, or maybe try to persuade him to join them, or why get Falco to lure or tell Reiner to come with him down there to talk to Eren? That's a question of mine, at least, and we're gonna get some of our questions answered in just a few minutes. I'm really excited. Do you have anything you want to say before we start?
No.
Or you're just zoning out a little bit?
I'm zoning out.
Great. Nice. But hopefully you won't zone out during
No,
this.
no.
No, it's just the intro and me talking a lot. I totally get it.
I have very, very short attention span.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Anywho, let's jump into it. And you can, of course, always check out our full-length reactions where you can sync up the footage with your own copy of the episode. We also have early reactions for Attack on Titan at the moment, where we are several episodes ahead. It's all over on Patreon, and the link is down in the description below. But here we go.
街道地で首を吊ったおじさんの夢だ。なんで首をくる前に僕たちにあんな話をしたんだろう。
Back to this.
あのおじさんはきっと誰かに裁いて欲しかったんじゃないかな。
いや、4年ぶりだな、ライナー。あれ、お二人は古い友人だと聞いたんです。
It's complicated-ish.
ありえない。エレン。
Not impossible. Okay, so he is going to explain some things to Reiner, it seems like. It maybe catch him up on what they've been doing for the past 4 years. Since they last saw each other, or fought each other. And Reiner almost died back then. I definitely get why Reiner is just like jaw on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't expecting this at all. Because they're like just sort of, just started getting ready for their next mission to Paradise Island. And probably weren't expecting to run into Eren until they got to that point. But no, he's here. And he's most likely brought the rest of the crew with him.
Did they know about the basement?
Reiner and the others?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, I don't think where would they get that from, unless I don't remember whether or not Eren actually told or confided in Reiner and Bertolt back when they were friends during the recruit stuff. Yeah, I don't remember whether or not he said anything.
No. But they knew that they were going to Shiganshina.
That is true. Then they must have known that they needed to come back. Or maybe no, that was just to close the wall again. Declaration of war. Okay.
All right. Who's declaring war? Is it Paradise or the Tybur?
Tybur family? Or is it just Eren standing up?
無様な顔でしょ。すっかり上がってしまいました。
いいえ、あなた方は勇敢です。我々の一族はよく知ってますもの。健闘を祈りますよ。
痛み入ります、清美様。
座れよ、ライナー。
Do not trust that guy. I do not trust him.
Willy?
ここのすぐ上でな。クルーガさん、手を怪我しているんですか？
Whoa.
擦り傷だ、ライナー。
He already...
そうだよ
Oh, I think he's just waiting?
He must really have a lot of control over it now.
お前もここで話を聞くんだ
ファルコ言う通りにするんだ
And Eren pointing out, like, all the people above them. That's definitely a don't piss me off. If I turn into a Titan, they all die.
Yep.
お久しぶりですレオンハートさん
Okay, so
ル
that's...
ランさん、あんたの息子を出迎えた時以来、
Mm.
そういや寝たきりだったフーバーさん行っちまったんだって。
Oh, okay, so Basil's father... Yeah, okay, he died.
兄は生きてる。帰ってくると約束したん
Oh,
だ。
she thinks she's alive.
しかし、まさかこの収容区で宣戦布告を行うことになるとはな。
Okay.
So they... Okay. The declaration of war, they've planned that.
すごいですねタイバー家の力って同じエルディア人なのにな
始まったファルコとブラウンさんはまだかなマーレの戦士よマガト隊長がお呼びだ
Oh.
Oh, is that Connie?
What's going on? Who's in on this whole thing?
What's going
Are
on?
they... Okay. I know we're gonna find out inside of the episode. It's just...
わからないかお前と同じだよ仕方なかったってやつだ幕が上がったようだ聞こうぜ
昔話をしましょう。今からおよそ100年前、エルディア帝国は巨人の力で世界を支配していました。
Oh.
巨人によって途方もない
Really putting on a show.
その歴史が奪われてきたのです。そして敵のいなくなったエルディア帝国は同族同士で殺し合いを始めました。8つの巨人を持つ家が血を流し合ったのです。そしてこの状況に勝機を見出したマーレ人がいました。そして彼はタイバー家と手を組み、勝つことは不可能とされたフリッツ王さえも島に退かせることに成功したのです。世界を踏み潰せるだけの幾千万もの巨人があの島に控えています。つまり暗黒の人類史たるエルディア帝国は未だ健在なのです。
聞いたかライナーあれが壁を破壊した理由だろお前たちは世界を救おうとした
Well, from their point of view.
あなたをどこかで見たことがある気がするどこの所属
ピークさん
パンツァー隊こんな日までお勤めご苦労
何をしている行くぞ
どうした
いやー車力の巨人と運命を共にする彼らとは
Oh.
Hmm.
どんな些細なことでもいい。すべて知らせるように伝えろ。
He's definitely
了解です
waiting for something to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my heart is pounding.
The music is helping a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Intense.
Very intense.
古いって何年前
Mhm.
Yeah.
4年以前なら知り合ったのはパラディ島
Boom. Got it.
そんなわけが
Yeah. Put it together.
Yup.
Yeah, well, we knew that.
真実とは少々異なります。その本当の真実を今回初めて公表させていただきます。巨人大戦を終わらせたのはヘイロスでもタイバー家でもありませんでした。
Okay.
What?
あの戦争を終結させ世界を救ったのはフリッツ王なのです。
What?
彼はタイバー家と画策し、一人のマーレ人を英雄と称し活躍させました。
Hey.
フリッツ王は自らの思想を引き継がせるため不戦の契りを生み出しました。これによりカール・フリッツの思想は代々受け継がれ、今日まで島から巨人が攻めてくることはなかったのです。
Yeah.
それほどまでにエルディア人の犯した罪は重く、決して償うことはできない。ただしいずれ報復を受けるまでの間、壁の中の世界に争いのない束の間の楽園を享受したい。
Fits with what we've seen so far.
私がこの場をもって偽りの栄誉と決別したのは、 この世界が置かれている危険な状況を理解したからです。
Okay.
始まったか。
Has it begun?
てらくそ。なんだよこれは。
古典的だけど、この狭さじゃ巨大化できない。ましてや二人じゃ。
ああ、最悪足だ。あののっぽの兵士。何が目的だ。
わからない。でもあの兵士、どこかで。
Yeah?
Yeah.
I still don't know who it is though.
この壁はおよそ幾千万もの超大型巨人で作られた
Oh, wow.
盾と矛として平和を守ってきました。フリッツ王の平和思想は淘汰され、始祖の巨人はあるものに奪われました。
Yep.
世界に再び危機が迫っています。平和への反逆者、その名はエレン・イエーガー。
What? Eren, what are you gonna do?
あの手紙、俺に届けさせた。あの手紙は家族宛ての手紙じゃなかったが、仲間には届いた。
仲間。
Yeah.
先ほど説明した通り、王家の血筋は不戦のちぎりにより始祖の巨人を行使することはない。
But Eren is not.
あらゆる都市や文明は踏み潰され、文字通り全ては平らな地表と化すのです。
その通りだ。
Why?
ウィリー・タイバーの言う通り、俺は悪者だ。世界を滅ぼしちまうかもしれない。だが俺にもお前たちが悪者に見えた。なぜだ、ライナー。なんで母さんはあの日巨人に食われた。その任務とは。
始祖を奪還し世界を救うことだ。
そうか、世界を救うためだったらそれは仕方ないよな。
お前らができるだけ苦しんで死ぬように努力するって。
Yeah.
そのために来たんだろ。
確かに俺は海の向こう側にあるもの全てが敵に見えた。
I saw it.
そして今海を渡って
Oh.
敵と同じ屋根の下で。
That's what I talked about, yeah.
ライナー、お前と同じだよ。もちろんムカつくやつもいるし、いいやつもいる。だがお前たちは壁の中にいる奴らは悪魔だと教えられた。まだ何も知らない子供がそう叩き込まれた。一体何ができたよ、子供だったお前に。
He's being so understanding.
お前、ずっと苦しかっただろ。
兄とベルトルトは作戦を中止して引き返そうとしたのに、俺は二人を無理やり説得して作戦を続行させたんだ。俺が悪いんだよ。お前の母親が巨人に食われたのは俺のせいだ。私は気持ちを恨みました。他の誰よりも言われて自分が俺を殺してくれ。
ですが私は死にたくありません。それは私がこの世に生まれてきてしまったからです。
There it is again.
我々は国も人種も異なる者同士です。だから今死にたくない者は力を貸してほしい。どうか一緒に未来を生きてほしい。
やっぱり俺はお前と同じだ。
どうか私と共に力を合わせてパラディ島の悪魔と戦ってほしい。
多分生まれた時からこうなんだ。
私ウィリー・タイバーはマーレ政府特使として今ここに宣言します。
俺は進み続ける。敵を駆逐するまで。
宣戦布告は
Fuck!
Is he gonna yoink or what's gonna?
Yep. Goodbye, Willy. Don't fucking end
Don't-
there. What the
No.
hell? No. I had chills throughout that entire episode, and my heart was pounding. I can't even talk. What the hell? But that was episode 5, Declaration of War. And it was actually an episode just but full of talking. And the shit didn't really hit the fan until like the very end, and then of course the next one is just feeling that's gonna be pretty damn crazy. But yeah, it was all about just going back and forth between what Willy was saying on the stage and what Eren and Reiner they were talking about down in that basement, or pretty much just what Eren was saying to Reiner, because it was mostly Eren talking. And then also seeing how the other titans, the other warriors, they were sort of led away from the festival, from the stage at least, and from the rest of the people. And Galliard and Peak, like they got thrown into a big hole, like the perfect trap, the perfect place to trap someone with titan abilities, because if they transform down there, they're just gonna get squished.
Yeah.
It seems like. So yeah, that's but Magath, for example, like he was waiting for something to happen. And I have to admit, like at first I really thought that Eren was perhaps in league with the Tybur family and Willy. And that's what like the big revelation was going to be, and that Magath perhaps knew about it as well. But I couldn't see why, motivations and like why they would work together and towards what goal. But then something else happened throughout the episode. At least when Willy got to the end of his speech.
Yeah, because his whole speech was about what happened and basically how, and I don't know, because we've been fed something.
Yes.
And we don't really know what's right and what's wrong, because then he went out and said, well, this whole thing with the Malian hero Helos and us, we made this, we fabricated this hero in league with King Fritz as well.
Yeah.
And he said, well, let's stop punishing each other, please, and I'll take all the Eldians I can muster, and we will leave. If you ever come and try and take us down, we will accept the fate.
We're actually just gonna let it happen.
Yeah. So, and we've been told this all the time, or at least for the last couple of episodes, maybe even a season or two. So we definitely knew about King Fritz and definitely understood the Reis family in another light all of a sudden.
Now we have that background knowledge as to why King Fritz originally wanted to do it this way, and why that thought process was then inherited by everyone who got the founding titan, and why like every time it passed on, then that person all of a sudden just started doing things exactly the way the previous person did, and it was just on and on and on. And now that makes sense. Makes more sense, at least.
Sorry, I may or may not have a sneeze coming up, so
that's why
you know that feeling that sometimes you're building on, like you just
something's coming.
Yeah, I think it passed. So he went through all of that to like tell the truth, and also basically said that he sacrificed the comfort of the Eldians for 100 years now, so they could basically atone for their sins in the hands of the Mali people. And then he used all of his speech basically to get to the point where he said, well, there is one person and there's been an uprising against King Fritz, and that means like this one person is leading this uprising to come here as well and wipe us out, or I don't know, like I'm not really sure about what the whole thing Eren is about, because I was a little bit puzzled by what he said. But anyway, in the mind of Willy, he definitely said that Eren is the enemy and we want to declare war against Paradis and the inhabitants, and Eren especially.
Yes.
And we hope that everyone will gather under the flag of the Malians or under our flag
Yes.
and combat Eren.
Yeah. To fight against this uprising, which has kind of shattered this peace that's been between King Fritz, or the royal family there, and the Tybur family, because of course Eren didn't, in the same way, like, he's not part of that family, part of that blood, so he's not gonna continue on in the same vein as they did. So probably in Willy's eyes, that Eren is not to be reasoned with, and there is a very serious threat in the form of what the walls are made out of, which is colossal titans.
Apparently tens of millions of colossal titans. And
That's...
if they are getting torn down, or getting sun, and that kind of makes sense now as well, because if they get sun, they will turn back into, like, because they're getting heated. They get
they get the energy,
and then they will march towards Mali
and
basically the rest of the world,
yeah.
And that is why the religious people and possibly also the
royal family,
the royal family, they didn't want the tearing down of the walls, because they wanted to keep the peace, and they didn't want anything to happen to the rest of the world. But if they crumple the walls, then this peace will be destroyed. So that's why they really wanted to cover up and make sure that nothing happened to the walls. So that was why Pastor Nick, or whatever stated, Nick, he just said, like, the only thing he wanted to say was just like, don't touch the walls, and don't give that
the one that was poking out with his face,
don't give him sunlight. That was all he wanted to say. But of course, if he had like a ulterior motive, or like if he knew that was what's gonna happen, he's in league with basically everyone wanting to keep the peace, then I definitely understand why.
Like the whole thing about, the big mystery in the first season, and then, well, the second season was more focused on a couple of days, but then we got way more into that in the third season, in the first part, and all of that just makes way more sense now, why they were acting the way that they were, and how it all fits together with the history. And you mentioned history overall, and we don't know what's really true or not, and we've been told like different versions of history, and now Willy told us what really happened, and I'm inclined to believe him this time around, that okay, that is actually what happened back then. But then let's get to our dear Eren talking a lot to Reiner, talking with Reiner, and you said it, and I agree. I was also a bit confused about like what he was saying, and then his actions, especially now here towards the end, is because he said some good things, and him understanding Reiner, and like it was almost like I was expecting for him to say, "I forgive you, Reiner, because I understand why you had to do this." And can I just say a side note is to I love Reiner as a character, and I hate, it hurts seeing him go through what he's going through, and how it's plaguing him, and how he's like, just, I hate myself for everything that I've done. Just go ahead and kill me. That was really sad to see, but he's just such a damn interesting character, and of course, nothing. He survived there at the end, shielded Falco, it seemed like, or he was about to do that. I definitely don't think Reiner and Falco are dead. Maybe buried under some rubble or whatever. Or
maybe, because we didn't really see it, but there was, I'm not really sure, because he shook his hand, right? Does Reiner have to be, like, can he be provoked into changing?
I don't know how that would work, but again, Eren has so much control now, because we talked about it with the leg, that he didn't initiate the regrowth of the leg until well, he needed to, and he did it there in that scene, and then also seeing that he cut his hand like before the conversation even started.
Yeah, so he was ready to go.
He was ready to go, and that's just impressive. That because from what we've seen so far is that as soon as you do that, if you have the Titan power, that is, then you turn into a Titan. That's just how it works. It's kind of like a button. But he was able to like cut himself and then just control it. Like, okay, now I've pushed the button, but I'm not gonna initiate it until I need it.
I also think that what we saw back in when he just found his powers and they were trying to figure out how to work and everything. I think. Well, they found out that he didn't have to, like, he could cut himself, he could bite himself constantly, but he had to have some sort of initiation. Like,
he had to have a purpose. It had to come from up here.
So if he just used that, well, I don't have the purpose right now, or then of course he can just
postpone it
that way. And well, because we've mainly just seen that people, they change into Titans
immediately
at will. But it seems like they always do it when they're determined to do it. So they do already have the purpose ready. So they just need to cut.
Yes.
Where this is like the other way around.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense that he's been training that.
A lot, yeah.
Trying to control it better.
As it was what, months last time. It was like some of the abilities that he trained, it was only months before he got them down. So, and now it's been 4 years, so he's learned so
much training, and he does have the founding Titan as well, and now him breaking out of that building, grabbing Willy and almost slicing him.
I think because there's a lot of blood around, so I think he actually crushed him.
Yeah, like
in that.
He's about to eat him. So does that confirm the fact that Willy has the Warhammer, or is that he's just eating Willy because, well, Willy was standing there and telling everyone, let's rise up and go fight Eren Yeager?
Well, we're gonna find out if he had it or not, but I do not believe that
he's the one.
He's the one. No.
Yeah, we'll see, and then of course the rest of Eren's comrades, as we also got confirmed in this one. Of course, the letters that Falco helped Eren send was to his team, so they are there as well. Obviously, we saw at least one of them leading Galliard and peek into that building and down that trap.
It was a blonde person. We haven't seen Connie with grown out hair yet, but there was something about the voice that made me believe that it could be Connie.
To me, it didn't sound like Connie. And with the blonde hair and with the blue eyes, I was like, oh, that almost looks like Armin. But then he really fucking grew up and got tall. Maybe that's because of him being the colossal Titan now, and that will increase his height. I don't know.
And he was scrawny, to be fair. He was described as being
sure
scrawny.
Thing. So,
but it didn't look so blonde. But perhaps it was just like the helmet.
Yeah, it was really quick, and so much else was going on, and we're gonna get a confirmation in the next episode.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I just very quickly want to zoom in on the whole conversation between
definitely
Reiner and Eren.
It was so interesting,
because there was some things, as you said, that he talked about a lot about this with the whole. He was like, we are basically the same. We've just been taught that we are each other's enemies, and we've done horrible stuff.
Yeah, in the name of doing the right thing or saving the world.
Yes, and in that regard, it was like he basically he saw Reiner. Finally, he saw Reiner as the person that he is, and he saw his troubles. He even said so. Well, you must be hurting so much right now because you've been through this. You've seen that we're just people, and then he went back and.
Exactly, and I saw the same thing here.
Exactly, and he came, as he said, he came to Mali with the purpose of basically killing everyone because he saw everyone on the other side of the ocean as
the enemy.
But somehow that's the thing I'm so confused about because
I think I understand now, but yeah.
But and then he said, well, but now he doesn't see everyone as being the enemy. And that's like, yeah, but isn't that what we've like? Aren't we just fighting to liberate everybody? So nobody, so everybody has like aren't we fighting for equity, regardless of our?
Yeah, or at least fighting for what we believe in. I think that's what he was saying to Rainer is, I believe that you believe what you did was the right thing, and you did it to save the world, even though you came to this place and you saw that we're not all bad people. We're not all of us the enemy here, devils. But in the end, they still committed, Rainer and the others. They still committed to it. They still did what they thought was right and what they thought would save the world. So I think what Eren is saying, that I finally understand why you did what you did. But we're the same. And I'm about to do the same thing that you did to me.
Yes.
I think I think
you're right when putting it like that.
So comparing them and saying, I understand you, Rainer. So maybe also in a way, also telling them, now you must also understand what I'm about to do.
Yeah, and because even if after Rainer said, well, Bertolt and Annie, they didn't want to push further on when we lost Marcel, and then
I forced them to.
And I forced them to. I forced them to do this. I was the reason why your mom got eaten. So I'm the reason for all this hate, all this animosity you're feeling.
Yeah.
And then, well, then you must understand, because then we are the same. Because I'm about to do this that's gonna hurt, basically.
Yes, but
everyone.
I believe I have to do this to save the world. Yeah, I don't know what the end goal really is. Like, what does saving the world look like to Eren? So, okay, taking out the Tybur family, taking out the Mali leaders, and making sure that he has all the Titans. He's gonna eat everyone, and then what? He's just gonna force the world to accept peace in a way, and I don't.
But if he suddenly is, if he's the one person in charge that's gonna decide who gets to, this dictatorship. Yeah, it's like, what the hell? And I understand, and that's why it hurts so much, I think, because I understand where Eren is coming from.
Yes.
I understand where the Malians is coming from.
That's what's so amazing about this story and these characters, is that we do understand them.
Yeah, and that's when I go back to my previous statement of everyone sucks here.
It's gonna be a very bittersweet ending once we get there, I'm sure.
Because aren't we, like, even though, like, transgressions past, like, we've done some, or like our ancestors have done some absolutely horrible shit. And aren't we supposed to believe that everyone can be better than that?
And can we break the cycle of violence?
Yeah, and can we move forward and live in, like, as I said, strive towards equity. And I'm not saying equality, because equality and equity is not the same thing.
No.
And I do believe in equity and not equality. So there's just like, yeah, everybody sucks here, because especially the ones in power that could actually perhaps end the cycle.
Yeah, I don't know if they've even tried. Like, have Eren and Willy sat down and talked about what's going to happen here, or is, they're just of the mind, both of them, that, okay, if I eliminate this other person, then we can start working on peace and equity.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, are they not? Yeah. Do they not want to do this? Like, is it out of like sheer ignorance, or is it because they do just some people are in so much, like, they are in power and they have comfort in that power, and they don't care about the people who are not in power. They not care about people who are lesser off.
Maybe some of them do, but I do believe that someone like Willy, or someone like Eren it's not a question of they want to stay in power or anything like that. It's like they honestly believe this is the right thing to do. Like, this, we have to just do this one last declaration of war, and then we can get.
Yeah, but that's
and of course that's it's not a good thing. It's just I'm
kind of willing to put that under ignorance, because they don't know better. And perhaps, like, I don't know if it's willful ignorance, or if it's, like, that's what I mean. It's like, I don't know, like, Can't they see that they're just continuing on
Of
the
course,
same thing?
I
with the same
think
thing, with the
definitely
same thing?
can see, but
So
it's just
but that must be ignorance then. But in a unknowing kind of way, like they do believe that what they're doing is the best, but it's like they don't see like
how there's another way.
Yeah, and it's like skruen uden ende. So like I don't know.
I don't even understand that in Danish.
Oh, it's just like it keeps going and going and going and going and going. So it basically means like a screw without an end to it.
Oh yeah, because
so like it's just
it
like
goes
a
like this. It's a
just,
spiral thing on this.
Like,
now I got it. Okay, yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Hey, there's something I knew that you didn't know. In like weird Danish sayings, yeah.
I have a lot of weird Danish sayings, and happen from time to time. I'll say something, and you go like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah, I think like in total of all our like through our relationship, I think I mentioned like 2 Danish sayings where you were like, "What?" And the rest is just like, all of the other 50 sayings.
I'm definitely in the double digits, almost triple, when it comes to that. Anywho,
sorry, that was a bit of an.
Yeah.
I think perhaps somewhere deep down we might be agreeing on this, but perhaps we just have slightly differences.
I think we are, and it's also because thinking out loud here and how we see it and what the characters have been saying, and it might be something else, and
it's like we only get puzzle pieces. We haven't gotten all of the pieces yet, and we're trying to build towards the.
Yeah, it's still that, and we're just trying to find meaning and reason.
Yeah.
Everything that's going on, but holy shit, what an episode! Cannot wait to get into the next one, even though I'm very afraid for what's going to happen here. People gonna die is what I'm seeing happening. People already died at the beginning or at the end of this episode when Eren just shot through that building, which he just said at the beginning of the episode that there are a lot of people up there just watching, and those weren't they all Eldians?
I don't know.
All the people there, because they're doing.
No, he burst through the stage, right? So it's basically.
The building behind the stage.
Yeah. So it's. Oh yeah, fuck. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see in the next one. Just how much destruction and suffering there's going to be. Where are the rest of Eren's crew? Levi, Mikasa, Armin.
Are they all in on this?
What do they think about this plan? Have a bunch of questions as per usual. But do you have anything else you want to add to this one? No. All right. And that's going to do it for this reaction and review of Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 5. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and we'll see you as soon as possible. Bye.
Bye.